had a music program since the opening of the school in 1903, and it's had a marching band since the 1940s, making it one of the oldest programs in the state of Delaware. Since the 1970s, we have welcomed musicians and band front members from our sister schools Padua and Ursula. The band has performed throughout the United States, Canada, and the Caribbean. Recently, the marching band has won regional awards for Best Drum Line and Best Band Front, and have earned first-place trophies in several competitions. Drum majors Nathan Acevedo and Selena Ransom. Is your band ready? Well, without further ado, let's give a whole lot of love for the SUP Marching Band!
When Baynard Stadium announced its closure was in turn what the band needed most. Spending all of last season touring on the road, the ensemble takes you on a journey of their feelings, echoed by the classic call of She's Leaving Home by the Beatles. After a year of construction, mountains of soil, concrete and iron, tears and toil, the spot on which we stand tonight has never looked so different from the arduous transitions of last year. The daily sight of workers and their machines are represented by the legendary Carole King's I Feel the Earth Move. The band's final number of the night is Home by Philip Phillips. Fittingly so, because tonight, football players and their coaches, musicians and their directors, students of all Louisiana, Ursuline, and Padua communities, alumni, friends, families, and guests alike can, for the first time, call Abyssinia Stadium their home. Silesia Ursuline Padua Marching Band. From the bottoms of their hearts, the members of the Silesia Ursuline Padua Marching Band want to thank you for your patience, for your spirit, and for your prolonged support. You, dear fans, have truly turned this monumental moment into a memory that the Delaware community will remember for years to come. We'll see you next home game here at Abyssinia.
All right, thank you all for your patience. Tonight you got a little peek behind the curtain. The things that we've been doing in front of you are usually things that we do either in the band room or behind the curtain. For obvious reasons, we're having to share things like warm-ups and pep talks and tuning with you. But I hope that you're just enjoying the beautiful evening, the lovely smells. I really want to thank the Delaware State Parks for allowing us to use this lovely space and this historic bandstand that was built in the early 1900s. And in fact, we are sharing a stage with John Philip Sousa, who anytime he would come to Wilmington would perform on this stage. And it really is a place of history in this city. The whole town would come out. You can imagine not just this crowd, but a crowd going all the way back to the end of the park just to be able to see and hear Sousa and his band. Well, tonight, the Wind Ensemble, which is our top group at Salesianum, includes students from Padua and Ursuline who have been rehearsing independently in small groups for the last 3 months. We've been, half the guys at Sally's come twice a week. I go over to Padua 2 days a week. I go to Ursuline 1 day a week. And all of them are working really hard independently on their music and in small groups. And we only played together for the first time on Monday, if you can imagine that. Wait till you hear the sound of this band. This is a band that knows what they're doing, and they are motivated and they are ready to go. So we're going to start off with a popular song that came out a few years ago by a band called Portugal the Man. It's called Feel It Still. So that's a really fun song, and I was really happy to discover that a few years ago. Just listening to the radio, and it came on. I thought, wow, this is a really cool song. And then the following summer, I saw that it did come out as a band arrangement, and I think these guys did a great job with it. It's a fun song. If you don't recognize it, it's probably because you're like me and you're old. But I got something for you who are old like me. We're gonna play a medley of Beatles songs, which, I mean, really, their music's way better than the new music, right? I mean, come on, be honest. This is a medley of songs. It's called Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and it includes that song, but it also includes lots of other ones that you'll recognize. And so this is the Beatles medley, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. That is inspirational music and timeless music. I mean, it's great to play the Beatles anytime, any place. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So, I love the fact that we are steps away from the Wilmington Zoo. There are lots of animals in there, and it's a charming zoo, and it's one of the country's oldest, and it's a beautiful place, and if you haven't been, I would highly recommend go to the Wilmington Zoo. It's part of this park system, and it's something that Delawareans really have to be proud of. And in honor of playing right next to the zoo, we are going to not only entertain you, but hopefully we're going to entertain some of the animals down there by playing a piece of music that was written in Russia in, I believe, the 1930s as a children's song called Peter and the Wolf. And Peter and the Wolf is ordinarily done with narration, as it will be tonight. I will be your narrator, and I'll try to tell you a little bit about the story that the music is trying to depict. Peter and the Wolf was written by Sergei Prokofiev, who was also a very modernistic composer who got in a lot of trouble for his music, both with audiences and with the authorities. Stalin really disliked his music and made Prokofiev uncomfortable enough that he left Russia and went and lived most of his life in Paris. Eventually he came to America, he did a little work here, but eventually he returned to Russia. And if only with just a strange twist in life, these two men who hated each other, Stalin and Prokofiev, died on the very same day. Information, but we're going to play for you Peter and the Wolf, and hopefully you will enjoy the story and more the music. Once upon a time, there was a boy called Peter. He and his grandfather lived in a cottage with a garden surrounded by a high stone wall. Outside, there was a great meadow, and beyond the meadow, a deep, dark forest. Early one morning, Peter opened the gate and went out into the big green meadow. Of a big tree sat a little bird, Peter's friend. All is quiet, chirped the bird. waddling around. She was glad that Peter had not closed the gate and decided to take a swim in the deep pond in the meadow. The duck, the little bird flew down upon the grass, settled next to the duck, and shrugged his shoulders. What kind of bird are you if you can't fly? To this the duck replied, what kind of bird are you if you can't swim? And dived into the pond. They argued and argued, the duck swimming in the pond, and the bird hopping along the shore. Suddenly, something caught Peter's attention. He noticed a cat crawling through the grass. The cat thought, the bird is busy arguing, I'll just grab him. Quietly, she crept toward him on velvet paws. Shouted Peter, and the bird flew immediately up into the tree, while the duck quacked angrily at the cat from the middle of the pond. Grandfather came out. He was angry because Peter had gone into the meadow. It is a dangerous place. If a wolf should come out of the forest, then what would you do? What would you do? Peter paid no attention to his grandfather's words. Boys like Peter are not afraid of wolves. But grandfather took Peter by the hand, led him home, and locked the gate. No sooner had Peter and his grandfather gone than a big, gray wolf came out of the forest. And now, this is how things stood. The cat was sitting on one branch of the big tree, the bird on another, not too close to the cat. While the wolf walked round and round, the tree looking at them with greedy eyes. In the meantime, Peter, without the slightest fear, stood behind the closed gate, watching all that was going on. Peter ran home, got a strong rope, and climbed up the stone wall, one of the branches of the tree around which the wolf was walking, stretched out over the wall. Grabbing hold of the branch, Peter climbed over onto the tree. Peter said to the bird, "Fly down and circle around the wolf's head. Only take care he doesn't catch you." The bird almost touched the wolf's head with his wings, while the wolf snapped angrily at him from this side and that. How the bird did worry the wolf, but how he wanted to catch him. But the bird was too clever, and the wolf simply couldn't do anything about it. Meanwhile, Peter made a lasso, and carefully letting it down, caught the wolf by the tail and pulled with all his might. Feeling himself caught, the wolf began to jump wildly, trying to get loose. But Peter had tied the other end of the rope to the tree, so the wolf's jumping only made the rope around his tail tighter. came out of the woods, following the wolf's trail and shooting as they came. But Peter, sitting in the tree, shouted, "Don't shoot! The bird and I have caught the wolf. Now help us take him to the zoo." "My, what brave fellows we are, Peter and I," said the bird. "Look what we have caught." But if you listened very carefully, you could hear the duck quacking inside the wolf, because in his haste, the wolf had swallowed her whole. The end. Thank you so much. That piece, it's hard enough. And then I got to narrate. So I apologize if I may have flubbed a line or two, but they didn't flub a thing. That was some hard music, and they did a great job. Peter and the Wolf, everybody. Not a piece you're going to hear very often by a high school band. So when this day came, and when we finally got on the stage, I said, "Hallelujah" is the piece that we're going to play next. last piece. Again, my heartfelt thanks to everyone here, including all the students that I'm with, all of the parents, all of the friends, the family, the guests who have come here tonight to enjoy this concert. I really hope this has been a great experience. I know this is the first time that I have made music with this band since really March or February of last year, and it's such a joy. I can't tell you the emotion that I'm feeling right now. It's a little overwhelming. Very much. We don't have an encore, that was it.
on your top.
Yeah, Allison. Get into it. Thank you. It's Friday, Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hang it on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.